Welcome once again to another Performia seminar. Please make sure that your camera is on and your microphone is mute before we start. For the ones that don't know me already, my name is Giuseppe and I'm the Managing Director of Performia UK. Welcome once again to our seminar. It's very nice to have you again. Before we start with this seminar, I want to show you a video of our president of Performia International.
So hello, my name is Martin Runo. I'm the CEO of Performia International. And I'm here to talk to you very quickly about why we are here and what we could help deliver to you that could be of real value. One thing we have discovered over the years is that when we help business executives, they are very often almost geniuses in certain areas. They know things better than most people. They can pull off incredible results, and they can get things done that very few people can get done. This is also why they become executives and why they are now responsible for the whole team. However, we can, for example, be very good in sales, or we can be very good in marketing, or we can be very good in production. And then we have this little thing called recruitment and hiring that we're going to have to handle. And then we're going to take these people and we're going to build a team with them. And, you know, this is our responsibility as a leader. Most of these things we do very well, and that where we have a lot of results. We have experience, we have knowledge, we might have studied it, we have experienced it, we can do it. And then we have this factor called people. How much study do you have about people? How much did you really learn that really worked in reality when it comes to people? So people is kind of an area where most people have to kind of figure it out all by themselves, how it works, what we do, how we make things work, and how do you build a team. So what we actually have done in Performia is that we have put together a training, basically with a purpose to make you or the people, the key people in your organization, become team builders. Because whatever else you do, you always have a responsibility to build your team. And we cannot build it for you, but we can show you how you can build your team very quickly and very easily. And we have done it now for almost 15 years, and we have many, many satisfied clients who can attest that since they learned this technology, they now can build a team with ease. And part of your responsibility is actually to be a team builder. And this is what we want to help you achieve very quickly and very easily. And to make it possible for you to have tools which you can actually then apply this knowledge and get the results that you really want. So that is Performia, and that's why we would like to have a relation with you. Because we think that when you have that, you can take whatever you do to the goals what you want to reach. Thank you very much and welcome.
Okay, great. I hope you like that video. Before we start, we will take a break in the mid of the seminar. We will have a short break. Please, on this short break, we will ask you to fill in a survey. That survey will help us to get very valuable information about what we can improve and for the next topics for our seminar. So please take the time to do it. It's a very short survey. It shouldn't take you more than 5 minutes. It will be much appreciated. Also, if you fill in this survey, as an exchange for this, we're going to give you the materials of this seminar. Okay, so thank you very much. Great. So let's get started. The topic of this seminar will be how to find the right people for your business. A lot of business owners have a really hard time with this. It's not just to find people, it's how do you find the right people for your business. So I hope that this seminar can help you. And regardless if you decide to use our services or not, I really hope that all of you can get something out of this seminar that is of real value, and it can really help you in your businesses, in your ventures, and in your hiring in general. So before you get started, all your cameras are on. That's great. As I told you, we're going to take a short break mid of the seminar for you guys to fill in a survey. Then at the end, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks for recruitment and hiring. And then at the very end, we're going to have a question and answer section. So if there is any of you that have any question, I will be happy to answer. Great. What is a company? How do you know which one will add value to your business, fit the position, and stay? This is $1 million question. Is how do you know if a person you want to hire and bring to your company will actually add value, do the job, fit the team, and get the job done? It is very, very important. Many companies or many business owners, in the way they actually solve this problem is by giving a probation period to people. They use basically 3 months. They pay 3 months of salary as well, 3 months of time to determine if the person is the person they were looking for in the beginning, if the person is productive, if the person can do the job, if the person can add value to the company, etc., etc. Well, what we actually do in Performing for you is we can give you this information before you actually hire the person and before you use your company as a testing ground. You spend 3 months of a probation period and 3 months of paying a salary just to find out if the person was what you were looking for or not, or if the person was good or not. So we can actually provide you this information in advance before you spend your time and money. So let's look at what is a company. Here we have a balloon. The balloon is full of helium or gas. Then we can determine if the balloon has more helium and gas, will fly or will survive. Then here we have a bag of sand. We can assume that if the bag has a lot of sand, the sand will go down or will sink, or it will not survive. It will definitely sink. And then here we have a balloon with sand. We have a balloon that has more helium than sand. Therefore, we could say that this balloon can fly, will survive, because his ability to fly or his helium is bigger than the thing that makes him sink, that is the sand. So here we can determine that it will easily fly. Right? It has more lifting power. It has more survival power here. And here we have another balloon with less gas, less helium, and more sand. Therefore, here we can determine that this balloon will not fly. This balloon will sink. It will not survive. Makes sense, right? And here we have a balloon with very little gas and a lot of sand, meaning that there is a lot of sinking power, a lot of non-survival power there. Also, we could say that a group or a company is nothing else than a group of balloons put together. Some balloons has a lot of gas or helium, some other balloons have more sand than helium. Therefore, it's a mix of everything. However, we can also determine that if the group of balloons there is more gas or helium, this company will expand, will grow, will fly, will survive, because there is more lifting power, more survival power there than sand. Then the other way around would be that if we have more sand than helium, therefore, this company will not fly, will not survive, will not expand. This company will sink. It will stop surviving. Sometimes, you see, that's a very productive company, and it even flew away. Sometimes the problems with hiring is not just to find someone. Some problems with hiring can be easily solved by identifying who is the person in your company that has a lot of gas and is dragging the whole group or business down. Once you remove that balloon that has a lot of sand, what will happen automatically, you remove that dead weight, the company will actually start to fly. So very often, just to fix. Very often the problem with hiring can be solved in that way, just by finding what's that balloon that has a lot of sand that is making the company sink. Then here we have, a very typical scenario. We have a balloon with a lot of gas, very little sand. We could say that it's an ideal balloon, pretty ideal. These are the kind of balloons that you want to accept in your company or attract for your company. So you really want to make sure that they enter your company, because they have so much gas that they will really help your company to fly or to survive better. We definitely want to make that balloon come in. And you see, if we see this balloon that we just let in, it's actually adding so much lifting power that the company is actually flying, surviving, expanding, right? Once again, that company was so productive that it literally left the screen. Once again, we have a very nice balloon with a lot of helium, a lot of gas, and very little sand. We could say also that the sand are the irrationalities of an individual as well. But fundamentally, the example here is that gas equals to survival, sand equals to non-survival. Therefore, if there is more gas, that balloon will fly, will survive. If there is more sand, that balloon will not, it will sink. So this balloon can definitely fly, and it will not sink because his lifting power is higher than the sand that is dragging him down. Right? So here we have a very common scene in recruitment and hiring. You see, there is a lot of balloons that they are trying to enter your company. You have a mix of everything, balloons with a lot of helium, with little helium, a lot of sand, little sand, some balloons that looks very good, some other balloons that don't look very good, but all of them are trying to access your company or your business. So here is really important. So how do we identify the right balloons to let come into our company, to let enter our company? It's a very important factor and a very important question. How we identify the right balloons to grant access to our company? Because if we get the right balloons, our company will expand. And if we don't, if we get a mix of everything, what will happen is that, our company some days will fly, some other days will not fly, some days will do very well, some other days will not do very well. So we're going to have like an up and down, right? And fundamentally, what we want as a business owner or executive is we want to make sure that our company only flies, only survives. Therefore, it's very important to have the right balloons or the right individuals. Here is where things get really tricky and very messy. Often, we have spiky balloons that they look ugly and then have a lot of sand. And if we know that they look like that, ugly with spikes, and they have a lot of sand, I am pretty sure that none of you will let these balloons come in, because you can really see there that balloon is a problem. With the spikes will burst other balloons, and with the sand will drag your company down. But the problem is that those balloons are very difficult to spot. Why? Because they wear a social mask that looks like a very good balloon. And this is the real problem here. Because if we see clearly what is behind the social mask, and we see that there is a bad balloon, I am sure that none of you will hire that person. But the problem is that they don't look like that. They make themselves look behind the social mask like if they are really amazing balloons with a lot of gas and very little sun. And it is very important for any executive or business owner or company there to have a system that allows you to correctly identify which type of balloons you are letting enter your company. It is the difference between life and death, or the difference between expanding or not expanding. Then if you consider as well that out there are books even written about how to land your ideal job, what to say on an interview, what you should not say on an interview. Imagine there is actually books written about how to impress you. So you think they are a very good balloon and you let them in. So basically there are a lot of things against you when you need to hire people. So you need to be very knowledgeable and have a very good system that can actually cut through all that and give you the right information so you can make an informed hiring decision and correctly identify if that person you want to hire is will have a lot of gas or not. Because what's happening here is that if we let a balloon come inside of our company that looks very, very good, but in reality it's not good at all, what will it happen? Our company will start to sink. Why? Because here we have a balloon with spikes that is actually starting to burst the other balloons. Therefore, our company is losing lifting power, is losing the ability to fly, is losing the ability to survive, to expand. This is one of the main reasons why suddenly people start to leave. Sometimes it happens that in businesses or companies, very good people suddenly start to leave, but nobody knows why. Why that guy that been working here for 2 years, that has been working solidly, getting a lot of products, a lot of results, suddenly is leaving, or why that other person is leaving, or why that other person is leaving. Well, the reason is very simple. You really have to look there for what's the balloon with spikes that is making the other balloons leave. If you find that person and you remove that person from your company, automatically things will start to go better. But the problem is this, is that once they start to burst balloons, once people start to leave your company, you can't recover them. So they can create a lot of damage because, okay, you say, okay, we find that balloon with spikes and we remove it, great, problem solved. That's very good. But what about all the damage they already created? Not just with your team members, but also with your clients. You don't know if these balloons with spikes are talking bad about you with your clients, or if maybe they are sending your clients to the competitors, or maybe if they are planning to sue you, or on all sorts of really bad things that people can do. So it's not just important to identify who is that balloon in your company, but it's also very, very important to prevent that balloon from entering your company. That can be the difference between life and death for any business. And here, as I told you, suddenly some very good balloons burst, people start to leave your company and you don't know why. And what is happening? Well, your company is becoming smaller, shrinking, and sinking. And you see here balloons, and they were really, really productive with a lot of lifting power, a lot of survival, doing a really, really good job. They start to leave, and suddenly your company start to reduce, your statistics start to drop, things start to go wrong, and you just don't know why. Well, in Performia, we do know why, and also we know how to prevent that. You see, and this is the reason why many, many businesses fail. Makes sense, right? Then, another very, very important thing. It is very, very important to have very good recruitment methods, or hiring methods. The system you use to determine if a person will add value for your business or not needs to be very, very good. Why? Often happen that with traditional hiring or recruitment methods, very good people is not spotted, or they are not hired. Because, an example, if we look at this balloon doesn't look good, right? His face is not very smiley, is a little bit, doesn't look bubbly, doesn't look happy, probably will not tell you the right things, or it will probably not tell you what you want to hear in an interview, or it will probably not impress you. It will probably give you a bad impression. But if we really look at this balloon beyond the social mass, and if we really look into it, how much gas and lifting power this balloon has, this is exactly the kind of balloons you want to have in your company, exactly the kind of people you want to have in your company. People that will add value, that will do the job, and that will stay. Very, very important. So you need to have a recruitment and hiring method that can actually allow you to spot these balloons correctly and doesn't stop you from letting them come into your company or organization. Then another very important thing, Managers. Managers have the responsibility to inject helium in other balloons. Their job is to make other balloons more productive. Their job is to help other balloons to fly, is to help other balloons to work more and work better. So that's the kind of managers you want to have. Because if you have a manager like that, this manager will just inject lifting power to other balloons and your company will do better. Let me show you a very good video now that has made Performia world famous. Great video, huh? Well, as you could see, I hope you enjoyed that video. In that video, you can actually see all the team members you have in every company, business, group of friends, organization, etc. You see, and it is very, very important to correctly identify the people that is actually stopping you or is actually dragging the cart back, the people that is trying to stop you, basically. Because if you don't spot them on time, it might be too late. Okay, how are you doing? It's all good? Are you enjoying the seminar? Yes, that's very good. Let's go to our next chapter. Here we will see classification of productivity and your company performance. Here we have a curve, right? Here we have your company performance. Let me explain you a bit better. On the left, we have number of people. Then on the bottom right, we have performance. Then let's see who is the people that work in your company. 20% of the workforce in your company are performers. They get 80% of the results. These are the balloons with a lot of gas, with a lot of helium, with a lot of lifting power, with a lot of survival. They get the 80% of the job done. This is the people you need and want in your company. What is a performer? As you saw in the video, in the cart video, a performer is a person that is actually pulling the cart. It's a person who is delivering the expected results without the need for any external pressure, advice, or orders. This is as ideal as it can get. This is the people that everybody dreams to have in their companies. And in performance, we can actually help you to find those people. We actually specialize on find those people for you, or to teach you to find those people for yourself. Then 60% of the workforce in your company are doers. This is the people that, with the right guidance and training, will become performers. So look after them and take good care of them, because they are performers in the making. Let's see more in depth what is a doer. It's a person who is generally willing to help, willing to learn, and willing to work and follow instructions to get things done. Also, pretty ideal, very good people to have in your company. They just need help to grow and develop, but they have all that potential. Then here we have troublemakers. They represent 17.5% of the workforce in your company. These are the ones that cause troubles. These are the ones that give a lot of hard time to managers, executives, and business owners. This is the people that you don't really know what to do with them. Sometimes you love them, sometimes you want to kill them. Let's look at the troublemaker more in depth. A troublemaker is, these people create most of the problems and make lots of mistakes. Managers have a hard time handling them. This is the people that sometimes do a very good job, and when they do a good job, you don't want to get rid of them. Then the following week, they do a really bad job, and then you do want to get rid of them. But then the following week again, they start to do a good job again, and you don't know if you should get rid of them or not. But if you look at their production record, their production is not consistent. It's going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And this is the people that actually make your company go up and down. So you don't want them, and you do need to get rid of them. This is the people that, if we think about the card video, is the people that is kind of in the middle, right? In the middle or behind the troublemakers, the ones that they are not really making a big contribution to the company's growth and expansion. Then here we have suppressive person. They represent 2.5 of the people in your company or business. They are the real problem. They are the real cause of sleepless nights and a lot of nightmares. This is the people that they are the spiky balloons, and this is the people that is destroying your company without you knowing it. This is the cause of all the problems you have. The reason why other staff members leave, the reason why your company suddenly things start to go wrong and you don't know why. So these are the real problems for you. This is the people that you do need to make sure that they don't enter your company. And if you find them, you need to get rid of them really, really quick, because by just removing one of these persons from your company, things will immediately start to go better. This is the person that, if we see in the card video, is the person that is actually trying to stop you from pulling the cart. Is the person that is trying to stop you from expanding and growing. The only interest this person has is destruction. And unfortunately, believe it or not, there is people like that out there, many, many of them. Let's look more in depth. What is a suppressive person? These people are the spiky balloons of your company. Their desire is for the company and people around them to slow down to create less value. Let me tell you that again. Their desire is for the company and people around them to slow down to create less value. It doesn't get worse than that. Then they are often very hard to spot. This is the real problem. If you see that somebody is bad and is destroying, if you see the spikes on the balloon, you will get rid of them immediately. You don't need any training to do that. But the problem is that you don't see them, you don't detect them, because it's very difficult to detect them. But in Performia, we have a precise technology to detect them, and we can also teach you how to do it. Then if we look at your whole company performance, what we do in Performia for you as a client is, first, we get rid of the suppressive people in your company. Then we get rid of the troublemakers. And then what we do, if we get rid of the suppressive people and the troublemakers, then with this, we can actually push the curve further. Your doers will start to become performers. And therefore, your company performance will improve. The group of balloons will start to fly more and better, and your company will grow and expand more and better. And this is the product of Performia. This is what we offer you in Performia. Good. I hope you like that chapter. I really like that one. Let's look at the next one. This is actually my favorite. Then, if first impressions were reliable, recruitment and hiring will be simple, right? Well, there is a lot of people out there that they think that recruitment and hiring is easy. It's like, it's very easy. You just sit down and talk to somebody, you ask a couple of questions, and then you see. Or why should I pay a lot of money and get in trained and learn about recruitment and hiring if recruitment is for free? You should just sit down and kind of find out. Or then why should I pay expensive fees for a recruitment company to do it for me? I can do it myself. So a lot of people don't understand that because they don't really understand, how important it is to really know what you're doing when you are recruiting or hiring someone for a company. Then why will you use recruitment and hiring services from somebody else, as a business owner? Why will you pay somebody to recruit or hire people for you? Very simple. For the same reason you go to a restaurant to eat steak. Everybody, well, I'm sorry if there is any vegetarian out there. I do like my steaks. However, for the same reason you go to a restaurant to eat a steak. Why? Because you can do a steak at home. I'm pretty good. You can do a fairly decent steak at home, but you still go to a restaurant and you still pay more in a restaurant. Why you do that? Very simple. Because in the restaurant, they can cook the steak better. They can find a better quality meat. And also because you don't have to do it. So basically, you go to see a professional because you believe and you know that they will do a better job than you. That's why you will use their services. Well, the same apply for Performia. We do believe that we can find better steaks for you and cook them better and give you a better result. Then, once again, if first impressions were reliable, recruitment and hiring will be simple, right? Okay, let's have a look into that. Here we have a person that looks good, presents herself good. When the person starts to work, the statistics start to go up and she is very productive. Bingo, great. Then here we have another person that looks good, presents himself good, tells you the right things you want to hear. Then this person starts to work and the statistics are bad. The statistics are not going up. This person is not producing. Then here we have a person that looks horrible. You definitely don't want to hire this person. However, if you do hire this person, the statistics go bad. The statistics are low. There is no production there, right? You're basically paying this person to occupy space. Then here we have a person that doesn't look very good. We are unsure of how this person will perform once this person starts to do the job. Well, you decide to give it a try to this person, you hire this person, the person starts to work, and boom, the statistics are going up. Therefore, here we can see a clear example that first impressions are not reliable. You cannot hire people based on how they look, what they tell you, and what you see. Because a very, very common problem for a lot of executives or business owners is how to recognize those that can only present themselves well. Because there is people out there that they are experts in presenting themselves well. Therefore, if you decide to hire people based in impressions or how they look or what they tell you, you are already doing a really, really, really bad mistake. And it can be horrible. Let me give you an example. It's like if suddenly you are in the streets, somebody stop you and tell you, hey, sir, I want to sell you a diamond ring. And the person shows you a diamond ring. Look at you, it shows you a very nice stone, very sparkly, looks good, it's shiny. You know, I'm pretty sure that you will not buy that diamond ring straight away. I don't think you will be that gullible. You will probably take that diamond ring and you will bring it to a jeweler. The jeweler will look into the diamond ring, will look at the stone, do all the necessary checks, all the necessary verifications. And then after he has done all the necessary tests, then the jeweler will tell you, sir, I think this is a diamond ring. I think you can go ahead and buy it. And I am sure that only then you will decide to buy the diamond ring or not. Why? Because you already know. You already know the value of that diamond ring. However, if you do hire or recruit people based on impressions, you're actually buying that diamond ring without really knowing the value, It's pretty foolish, right? Well, this is exactly what you're doing if you hire people based on how they present themselves or the impression they give you. Therefore, impressions are not reliable. You need to make sure of the value of that person before you decide to hire that person for your business. And another thing, the biggest problem with recruitment and hiring worldwide is what you see in the interview is not what you get when the person is hired, right? Remember, impressions are not reliable. Therefore, do a favor to yourself. Do not hire based on an impression, because if you do that, you can get it really, really, really wrong. Great. The 4 factors presentation. These are 4 factors that we have discovered in Performia and we do use to screen candidates for our clients. Let me tell you a bit more about it. You know, the first factor and the most important one is performance, productivity. Let me give an example here. The field of sports is a very good example. If we look at the field of sports, if you need to hire a footballer, you know, you have a footballer that makes 10 goals, one that makes 7 goals, one that makes 5 goals. I am pretty sure that you guys will hire the one that makes 10 goals. Why? Because it's the one that will make more goals and is the one that will help you to get to the championship, right? Therefore, we can clearly see that what is really, really important is the performance, how many goals the person will do. And the field of sport is a very good example of this because they only hire based on performance. Then the second factor, pretty important, personality. What the personality tell us? It tells us how the person fit the position, if the person will stay in the company or not, and if the person is capable of teamwork. Pretty important things. Let me give you some examples here. You know, you hire a footballer that makes 10 goals. Pretty good. Performance is on point. There is a real value there. It is very, very likely that that person will help you to win the championship. But then we need to see, is that footballer good for my team? Does he fit my team very good? Can he be a footballer in my team and play with my rules and with my other team members? We don't know. But the personality test we use in Performing, that is also the most utilized test for personality profiles in Europe, can actually tell you that. Then another example is, can that footballer stay in the company? Pretty important. Imagine you get a footballer that is very productive, fits the team, very good, but as soon as that footballer gets bored or has a problem, he leaves, or he's very disloyal and he can accept an offer from another team in a heartbeat. So it will create a lot of problems for you, because you will have to start the whole recruitment and hiring process again. And then if you are one footballer down, then this will actually hurt your team to win the championship, or in your company, it will hurt your growth and expansion, because one of the reasons why companies have a lot of hard time to expand and grow is because they are constantly changing people, and they are constantly having to fill gaps of people that is leaving. So our personality test can also tell you the potential a person has to stay in a job or not. Pretty valuable also for staff turnover, because staff turnover, besides of being time consuming, you spend a lot of time and money, and it can actually really kill the expansion and profits of a company. Then the third thing, is this footballer capable of teamwork? It's very important to know how this guy play with others. Imagine if you get a footballer that doesn't pass the ball, right? That's a problem. That he just plays alone and he want to make the goals on himself or alone, and he doesn't play well with others. That can also be a problem. You want to make sure that you have a footballer that actually pass the ball and play well with others. So our personality test can actually tell you all these things and more. Our personality traits tells you so much about the personality of an individual. We always offer a free demonstration of our personality test to everybody. And the reason why we do this is because our personality test is so accurate and is so incredible to predict human behavior in the workplace, then I have come to the conclusion that doesn't matter how much I try to explain that, it's just so incredible and so accurate that people just don't get it. So I decided that instead of me explaining that, I prefer to give a free demonstration to anybody that is interested, so they can see for themselves the real value of it and how it works, and if it can really help them. Because if you see the value of it for yourself, I don't need to convince you or explain you anything. You will really see firsthand if it works or not. Because this is the real and the best way for you guys to really understand how accurate and amazing is our personality test. Then there is some people out there that they think that personality testing doesn't work. You know, there is some personality tests out there too, that they are just bad. You do the personality test and they tell you, oh, I think you should be a farmer or a police officer. That's crazy. Well, our personality test doesn't do none of that. And the reason why we are currently the most utilized personality profile in Europe is because it's just very accurate and it works. So far, we have evaluated 7 million people and counting in 25 different countries. So we have achieved and we have such a wealth of knowledge about personalities in the workplace and how to predict human behavior. And we can show you all that with a free demonstration. So if you're interested, do get in touch and we will happily give it to you for free, and we can have that organized for you, okay? So if you're interested, do let us know. Testing is a useful tool to quickly recognize capable workers from those who can only present themselves well. With our test, you can, if you like a person that you want to hire in your company after you have done an interview, we can test that person. And then we can tell you right there firsthand if you should hire that person or not. And if you follow our advice, example, we recommend you to not hire that person. And if you don't hire that person, you will be actually saving 3 months of probation period. You will be saving 3 months of salary and 3 months of time. Wouldn't it be nice to actually know that in advance? Wouldn't it be nice to actually save yourself all that before you hire someone? Wouldn't it be actually nice to know that before you decide to give a 3-month probation period to somebody? That can actually save you a lot of money, effort, and time. And this test can also help you to find what is really, really important for you as a business owner and executive, isn't to find people that will really help you. Because what you're fundamentally trying to do here is you're trying to find people that can actually help you, not you help them, right? So it's very, very important that you find the right people that can actually help you. And then our testing can also help you to find not just people that will help you, that is the most important thing, but also people that is trustworthy, reliable, and that can do the job for you. That's all what our testing can do for you. Then, as I told you before, this service gives you a very good idea of the difference between what you see in the interviews and what you will get when the person is hired. And that can save you both a lot of time and money. There is no need to use your organization as a testing ground for existing and new staff. Performance personality test is one of the most utilized tests for establishing personality profiles in Europe. This test can actually tell you with full certainty if the person you want to hire for your business is a balloon with a lot of gas and helium, or if it's a spiky balloon that looks good, because our testing cuts through the social mask. That's actually what it does. And it tells you and gives information about the real individual behind the social mask. And that information, when it's time to decide if you want to hire or not a person, it is vital. Because if you hire the right person, your company will grow. And if you hire the wrong person, your company will not grow. Your company will be destroyed. So it is very, very important and have a method that can provide you valuable information with certainty for you to make informed hiring decisions. And our test can do this for you. Then we look at the third factor, motivation. In Performia, we have divided the motivation in two types of motivation: inflow-oriented and then outflow-oriented. I will give you more information about it. So if we look at what is a flow is energy that goes from point A to point B. Then what is inflow-oriented? Is people that have their attention in the flows that come inside, right? Think about a vacuum. It's like a vacuum is just sucking things inwards, right? We could say flows that come inwards, people that have their attention on that. Then outflow-oriented people is people that have their attention on the flows that go out. An example, what is a flow? An example of a flow that goes out. Action is a flow that goes out. Production is a flow that goes out. Everything what an individual is trying to accomplish and create is a flow that goes out. What will be an example of a flow that comes in? Food, an example, is something that you get and you put in, right? Money, the money you receive after you produce, is a flow that comes in, right? But then if we look at the flows, before you can get money, unless you rob a bank, you actually have to outflow first. You have to produce first. And for that production, someone will pay you, and then you will create inflow. You can't have inflow without outflow. Let me give you more information about it. You know, outflow is stronger than inflow. If you push, you are stronger than if you are pulling. If you don't believe me, try it. Here we have an example. We have an image that is actually showing us that. Pushing is outflow. Pulling is inflow. Then if you think of your group, company, or business in terms of energy, right? Imagine that, you know, your business is a ball of energy. A person that is inflow motivated, that has his attention in just flows coming in, that person will just suck energy from your company, will do this. And it will just drain the life and the energy of your company. While if you have a person that is outflow motivated, then his attention is in what he or she can create, what he or she can contribute, this person will actually add energy to your company. Therefore, your energy will grow. Inflow. In the physical universe, inflow is like a vacuum, right? In the physical universe, outflow is like a pump, right? What do you prefer if you want to grow? A vacuum or a pump? I choose a pump every day of the week, right? Good. If we look a little bit more into motivation, right? Give me 1 second. I'm adjusting my computer here. This is the reason why technology will never fully replace us. Okay, so here we have motivation, right? Let's talk a bit more about motivation because it's pretty important. You see, for somebody to get paid or for a company to get paid, first they need to outflow. They need to create something. They need to send something out, right? Here we have these people that they are outflow motivated, sending things out, creating, producing, adding value, energy, right? Then what's happened? These people create something, could be a service or a product, and then they give that to your clients. Then your clients, for that, they give you money, right? So you give an outflow and then you get an inflow back in terms of money. So for your company to actually get paid, you need outflow people in your company, people that is actually pushing and producing and delivering, right? So we have an outflow coming out and then there is inflow coming in. Makes sense, right? Your company gets 5 inflow, you take 4 and you give 1 as a salary, as an example, right? They outflow a lot and they got 20% of that outflow as an inflow as a salary. And then you, as the business owner, you distribute all that inflow accordingly. Then the person, they produce more, they outflow more, and then you get more inflow. Makes sense, right? An outflow-oriented person is a person that has his attention on outside, what he can do, what he can create, what's the value that person can add. This is a person that if they want a pay rise, they will come to you and they will tell you, boss, I need more money. Can I please work more? They will ask you for more work because they know that if they want to get paid, if they want more inflow, they actually have to outflow more. Then an inflow motivated person is a person that is completely the other way around, the opposite. It's a person that will come to you and will tell you, boss, I've been here 5 years. Sorry, nobody that is inflow motivated will last more than a year in my company. And I hope you guys do the same. But let's assume that the person stayed 3 years. Let's assume that you have a very bad recruitment and hiring system, right? And the person is staying there for 3 years. And he comes to you and tell you, boss, I've been here for long enough and I would like you to pay me more. And me as your boss tell you, okay, are you willing to work more? No, you should pay me more just because I've been here for 2-3 years. Why should I work more? You know, it's first you give me a lot of inflow and then I give you very little outflow. You see how different this is and how crazy it is at the same time? This is the people that the only interest they have to work in your companies is nothing else than just getting paid, working as little as possible. If you want to know how many inflow motivated people you have in your company, you can do this test. I always encourage all our clients to do this, and you can discover, you can be quite surprised about it. You can gather your staff and tell them, sorry guys, things are not very good with the company. Unfortunately, for the next month, I'm gonna have to lower your salary 5%. Now, the people that will complain, that will raise their hand complaining straight away, do you think they are outflow motivated or inflow motivated? Makes sense, right? I think you got it there. Inflow motivated people. Those are the first ones that will tell you, why? You are stealing from me. I've been here 3 years doing very little work and you want to take my inflow? That's actually what will happen. While the outflow motivated people, they will think, oh, that sucks, that's crap. I'm just gonna have to work harder to make up for that 5%. That's literally how it will go. If you don't believe me, try it. Okay, let's continue. Then you see we have an outflow-oriented people. That person delivers services or products to your clients, then your customers pay you. And then, you know, that chef gets paid some money for all the outflow he created. If he does 5 outflow, he gets 1 inflow. Then let's look at this again, you see. Here we have again a flow that is outflowing, delivering services or products, creating. But here we have a problem. We have a person that is actually inflow motivated. Do you think that this person will actually help your company to grow or expand? Absolutely no. If you have someone that is inflow motivated in the lines of delivery of your company, you actually have a person that is going the other way around. You're trying to deliver, and this person is trying to stop you. Because one person is trying to create, and the other person is trying to drain from you. Because inflow motivated people is first they want inflow, and then they create. And life and work doesn't work like that. For you to get something, you have to produce something. So having people that is inflow motivated between your company, it can just create blocks, stops, and slow things down a lot. And I'm pretty sure some of you have seen this before. And I'm pretty sure that all of these things are starting to make sense to you. And I am glad. So here we have flows coming out, and there is a stop because we have an inflow person on the lines. So the right motivation can make a really, really big difference in your company. Then something very interesting about inflow motivated people and outflow motivated people is that inflow motivated people is people that they want to be interesting. They make themselves interesting because being interesting is actually a flow that comes inside. Like they want to look good, you know, they show themselves good, lots of perfume, big watch, you know, they are craving a lot of inflow. So they make themselves very interesting. Inflow, here we can see. Then an outflow person is a person that is interested. His attention is outside because outside is a flow that goes out. And that's an outflow person. They are not very interested on themselves. They are interested in outside, what's happening outside, what they can do, what they can get done, how much they can produce, what they can achieve. And here we have an example, the Dalai Lama. He is outflow motivated. Then, here we're going to talk a little bit about ads shortly, okay? I'm going to exaggerate here a little bit, okay? I want to show you the importance of writing a good ad to attract the right people, because it doesn't really matter the recruitment or hiring system or method you use, because if you're gonna attract only inflow motivated people, you will be using your system. Doesn't matter how good your screening system is. If you attract the wrong people, if you attract inflow motivated people, you will potentially use a very good screening system, screening crap. So it will not work. You will actually screen a lot of crap. So to write in an ad to attract the right people is very, very important, because if you attract the right people with the right motivation, then your screening system will be very, very effective. So let me talk to you a little bit more about ads. You know, out there, you know, how we write the ads in Performia, believe it or not, hold on a second, I will give you more information about it. There is an ad that says job ad, tough boss, challenging, hard work, low pay, great rewards. And then you have another ad that says easy money, great conditions, training, opportunity. Now, if we look at these ads here in a black and white basis, the ad that says easy money, great conditions, training opportunity, that is an ad that will easily and very, very likely only attract inflow motivated people. Because this is the people that join your company or organization because of what they can get from you. And if you are promoting all these things, if you are offering a lot of things, they are interested because it's what they can get from you. Then if you look at the ad on the right side, the one completely the opposite, obviously I'm exaggerating, but this is just to prove a point. If you read tough boss, challenging, hard work, low pay, great rewards, do you think an inflow motivated person will actually apply to a job like that? Absolutely not. They will probably read the ad and start to cry, or they will have headache. They will say, oh no, they are asking me a lot of outflow. I have to outflow a lot. I don't want to outflow. I'm going to stay away from that job. That's actually what's happened, believe it or not. We had a client in the United States. Let me take you this short story. We had a client that had a very successful clinic. He had a hard time finding a receptionist that can handle the volume of work and at the same time be the right profile, you know, the right candidate, the right personality to work in that clinic. And he had so many problems finding the right person. People worked for a couple of months, they didn't stay. Then some of them were troublesome, etc., etc., etc. He started to use our services. We wrote an ad for him. We wrote an ad pretty much like this. Our client wasn't convinced. He said, oh, I don't think nobody will apply. This ad looks really hard, really tough. Like, I'm not convinced. We reassured the client. We told him, don't worry, sir. We know what we are doing. Just give us a try. Let's see how it goes. Let's see the result. He wasn't convinced at all. I think that once he published the ad in the job portal, maybe 1 or 2 days after, the job portal called him. Oh my God. Called him and told him, they were reading the ad, right? The one that we wrote for him in Performance. They were reading the ad and they asked him, sir, are you sure you want to use this ad? You know, we just wanted to check with you. Are you really sure you want us to write this? Are you really sure you want us to use this? You don't want us to change something? We're not sure people will apply, you know? So he called us and we said, hey, you know, the job portal is telling me this and that, so what should I do? And I said, what you should do is trust us. That will work. Don't change anything. Let's go ahead. So we did go ahead. And I think that after a week or two, we got not many applicants, you know, because once again, we're not looking for volume here. We're looking for quality. We got maybe 3 or 5 applicants. To make the story short, one of those applicants was a manager for IBM, was a person that was a manager for a couple of years in IBM, right? So we asked, you know, we asked to the person, how come you want to work here? You know, we can match your salary. You know, you're a manager and this is a receptionist job in a very good clinic, but it's a receptionist job. It's like, why do you want to do this job? And she said, because I like a challenge. I wonder if I can actually do the job or not. And I said, and what about the salary? She said, don't worry, money is not a problem for me. I have money. I made money already. I just want to know if I can do the job or not. I said, great. Let's give it a try then. We finish all the screening we do. The person started to work. And after 1 month on the job, she did absolutely fantastic. The owner of the clinic was super happy. All the other practitioners love her. And she did really, really, really well. So just to show you that with the right advertisement strategy, you can actually attract very, very good people. So it is the first step, and it's a very, very important step when you write ads to attract the right people for your business or company. Then another thing, if you are advertising an ad that says like easy job, great conditions, training and opportunities, this is actually very good. Sorry. It's actually very bad because it talks bad about yourself. Maybe your clients will read the ad and they will think, maybe we're paying these guys too much. Maybe we should pay them less. It's bad public relations if you write ads like this. They will think like, what? Do they really hire people based on this? It's like they can really think bad about themselves. That maybe they are even paying you too much. So this is all with ads. I hope you can learn something from here, okay? And then the final factor for the 4 factors of performing, and is knowledge. Knowledge is not equal to education. It should be equal to education, but it's not. People should be educated and actually learn things, right? But unfortunately, it's not like that. And I am pretty sure that a lot of you went to university or to school and you got a degree in something, and I am pretty good and you're very good at it. But I am also very, very sure that some of the most valuable things you learn in life or for work, you didn't learn them in university, right? Good. That's actually the case. A lot of the real practical and applicable knowledge you learn for work or at work, you actually didn't learn that in university. And it's a real shame, because it shouldn't be like that. People should go to college or university and get knowledge. So here you could see that education doesn't equal to knowledge, are two separate things. They should be closely connected together, but they are not. And it's a real shame, because it shouldn't be like that. Then in performing, we have divided the awareness level of an individual, the knowledge level of an individual, in 3 different levels. The first level of awareness is very high. It's a person that knows. Pretty simple. They know. You know, it's, can you build a rocket? Yes, good, show me. They build a rocket. They know they can build a rocket, and they know that they know. Then the second level of awareness, and a lot of people think it's actually low, but it's not. It's actually pretty high. It's people that don't know. And you will think, why that is high? I will explain you. Because the only thing you need to do is to teach them. They know that they don't know. People like that is very, very easy to train, right? Obviously, my apologies. There are some exceptions here. Unless you're hiring an electrician where you actually need a qualification to be able to do that job. Sometimes education or experience is not really that important. If you have a person that you can really train, and that person can learn very well. So the first criteria to teach someone is that they need to know that they don't know, because like that, it's very easy to train. Then the lowest level of awareness, we have discovered and performing, and this one is the really, really lowest. And unfortunately, a lot of people is on this level, is people that they think they know, but they don't. How crazy is that? Unfortunately, there is so many people that they are in that level. People that they think they know, but they don't really know. And these people are an absolute nightmare, because when you try to teach them something, they tell you, oh yeah, I know that. But they don't. Or then when you try to teach them something, they say, did you learn? Yes, I learned, great. You turn your back and they are doing something completely different. That's a real problem. Okay, good. So here, how performing can help you. Very easy. You know, we have our testing and screening service where we can do the testing and screening for you, where we can give you very, very accurate information about the person you want to bring to your organization or not. We can give a very detailed report with the things you should focus on, the things you should check, and with our recommendations if you should hire that person or not, in a nutshell. Then the second way we can help you, we can actually train you. We can teach you how to do it yourself. And we can train you to do it with our world famous Build Your Team seminar. So far, with this training, we have trained over 10,000 companies worldwide. My recommendation, my personal recommendation is I always try to train my clients. Why? Because I believe that the best way I can really help them is by teaching them how to do it correctly, to get very, very good results, to build teams made of productive and well-intentioned people that is easy to manage. That is my goal. Then there are some business owners that they just don't have much time and they need someone that take care of the whole recruitment and hiring for them. We can do that too from beginning to end. You tell us what you need and want, and we take care of everything. We offer you also 3 months guarantee when we recommend your person. That's how awesome we are, and that's how good we are. When we present a candidate for you, we give you 3 months guarantee. If after 3 months the person is troublesome or leaves, or you decide to get rid of that person, and it doesn't happen often, we'll replace that person for you at 0 cost. That's how sure we are that we can deliver very good results for our clients. We have done it many times, and we do it every day. And another thing, for those of you who are interested, we have a booklet that we have created based on 25 years of experience. If any of you want to buy this booklet, you can go to our website, fill in the form, and then one of our consultants will get in touch with you to buy this booklet. We have created this booklet with the intention of this. If there is someone out there that has very little experience on recruitment and hiring, we want to make sure that if they read this booklet, they will be automatically at least 50% better. And we do believe that anyone that doesn't know nothing about recruitment or hiring, with this booklet, 50% of their problems with recruitment and hiring will be solved like this. That's why we created this booklet. We wanted to give some real solutions, quick and simple to use and apply to people. So if you need help with recruitment and hiring, you can also buy our booklet, and I'm sure it will really, really help you with any problem you're having with recruitment and hiring. Also, on this note, I do want to apologize because even though our seminars are focused to the UK market, we are pretty popular and we get people from all over the world, United States, India, South America, etc., etc. Unfortunately, if any of you want to buy our booklet and you're not based in the UK, we will not be able to sell it to you yet. So my sincere apologies for that, okay? But get in touch with our office and let's try to find a way for you to have this booklet, okay? All right. Okay, before I carry on with the tips and tricks for recruitment and hiring, okay? Mateo, I would like to do a quick break. I would like to know if there is any of the attendees that has a question or would like to address something specifically.
Yes, so we don't have any questions yet over the chat. Let's remember, any question, any request, you can make it through the chats. So Giuseppe and I and Giuseppe, sorry, can answer.
No problem. You can help me too if you want, Mateo. It's not a problem. Good. Okay, I'm just gonna wait 1 minute in case somebody has a question, okay? Mateo, I think that someone is trying to talk. If you have a question, please raise your hand and Mateo will address you. Or maybe you can write it in the chat. Mateo, I think there is someone that has a question. I think his name is Narendra.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, Narendra.
Sir, Sanjay. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Someone candidate is a fresher, I think. He didn't work in past.
Okay.
How can know his performance?
Sorry, Narendra. Can you please repeat that for me? Can you put the volume down a little bit?
Okay. Some candidate is a new fresher, new hiring.
Okay.
He didn't work in the past.
Right.
So how can know his performance in for job?
Right. How can you know his performance? That's actually a very good question. Well, we can teach you how you can actually learn to check that. If you do one of our seminars, if you do one of our trainings, we can actually teach you how to do that. Because sometimes it happens that there is people out there than they are just coming out of college or just coming out of school, and they are really, really productive. But if you only use like employment history to determine if they are productive or not, and then haven't worked before, you will actually, it will be very difficult for you to establish if that person is productive or not. So I understand that. However, we have a training then where we will teach you how to do production checks, how to do production, how to check the productivity of someone. We can actually teach you that in detail, so you can actually check the performance of anyone that you want to hire.
How many days your training course?
Okay, on that basis, I am very happy to provide all that information for you. But for that, we will need to take an appointment and do a follow-up. We do a follow-up interview, you and me, or with one of my consultants. Will that be okay with you?
Okay.
Okay, very good. Great. So Narendra, if there is nothing else that you want to ask, one of our consultants will get in touch with you to follow up on your inquiry, okay?
Okay. Okay.
Is there anything else that you would like to add? Is there anything else that you would like to ask?
Not. Thanks.
Okay, no problem. I'm gonna give you one tip, okay? You see, I cannot explain you very easy. I cannot give you so much information at once, because for that we also have our training. However, I do want to help you, okay? If you want to know if someone is gonna be productive in the future, you need to first look if they have been productive in the past.
Okay.
Make sense? Because if they have been productive in the past, it is very, very likely that they're gonna be productive in the future, right?
Right.
Good, because if you hire someone that hasn't been productive in the past, there is no guarantee that that person will be productive in the future.
Okay.
Now,
I can
with the
understand.
training, no problem. With the training, we can actually teach you how to correctly identify production.
Okay.
Okay, very good. However, we're gonna follow up on that, okay? Myself or one of our consultants will get in touch with you. One last question, Narendra. Did you fill in the survey?
Yes, I fill in, sir.
Good. I want to make sure that I have your contact details, okay?
Okay.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else, Mateo?
No, not right now.
Okay, very good. Well, I'm gonna continue with the seminar then. Mateo, can you please mute Narendra? Thank you. Nothing personal, Narendra. I just want to make sure that there is no background noise, okay? Okay, very good. Great. Tips and tricks for recruitment and hiring. I really like this part of the seminar. So let's look at what's really, really important here, okay? The recruitment flow, what's really important, okay? What is really important when you recruit someone is this. The recruitment flow, or basically how you do things in recruitment, the steps you need to follow are three main steps. The first one is attraction. You need to have a system or methods to attract the right people. Then the second very important step is evaluation. You need to have screening systems or methods that allow you to predict human behavior at work. Then the third and very important step is validation. You basically validate all the information you found on the attraction part, on the evaluation part, and you validate it as, is it true or not true? How do you validate that? Very simple. You validate that with the references. With the references, you validate all the information you found in the attraction part, in the evaluation part, and with the reference, you validate that if it's true or not. Then a lot of people, they say, oh, references are not reliable. They can give you a friend, they can give you the mom, they can give you the girlfriend, they can give you the wife. So references are not really reliable. References shouldn't be really used. Well, my message for people that think like that is that if you don't know how to do it, that doesn't mean we don't know how to do it, because we do know how to do it. And references is very difficult to check if you don't know what you're doing. We do know what we're doing, and we do know how to do it, and we also know how to teach you to do it. So there is very specific ways of checking references. Sometimes I have clients, and when they just start to use our services, they tell me, oh, you know, references are not very reliable. It's very difficult to check them. And my answer to that is, that's why you need to be very good at checking references. Well, we are very good at checking references, and we can also teach you that. Then references, how to check them. I'm just gonna give you some tips here. What are the type of references you should check? Very simple. You should check the reference of the boss of that person, not the wife, not the mom, not the brother, not the friend. Why? For obvious reasons, because it's not the source of information is not reliable. What is a reliable source of information? The boss, and not always. Sometimes even the boss is a little bit unreliable. However, the reference you need to check is the person the candidate reported to. Who did you report it to? John Smith. Good. Who is John Smith? John Smith is my boss. Good. That's a reference that you need to check. And then you think, okay, is enough to check one? No, absolutely not. You should check a minimum of 2 or 3 references. We do check a minimum of 2 or 3 references when we do a full recruitment service for a client. Or we teach you how to actually do this with our trainers. Why 2 or 3 references? Very simple, because it's bloody necessary. That's why. You know, and then depends on the position. If I am hiring a general manager for one of my clients, I check 15, 20 years of references. You will think, oh, you're exaggerating, that's too much. No, it's not. Because a general manager is the person that will determine the future of my client's company. And we do take that responsibility in our shoulders. And we do want to make sure that the person we recommend will help you. And for that, we need to be very, very thorough. So when it's a general manager, we check references for the last 15 or 20 years, easily. And on those references, everything needs to be in order consistently. And if one reference is not in order, very simple, next. We don't take any risks. Because if you use our services, would you like us to take some risks for you? Absolutely no. The reason why you're paying us is because you want us to be sure for you. So that's exactly what we do. Then we need to put things into perspective as well. Am I hiring a general manager or a receptionist? Oh, you're hiring a receptionist. Good. To check 2 references, 3 references is enough. It's important to see the position and the responsibilities of the position. If it's a senior position, 2, 3 references is enough. If it's a manager position, 3 references, 4 references. If it's a general manager position, minimum 4 references. That's our criteria, and that's what we suggest you to do too. Then I suggest you as well to check something that in performing we call back reference. What is a back reference? A back reference is when you check a reference that the person did not give you. Example, you work in Coca-Cola. Great. Who is your boss in Coca-Cola? John Smith. Great. You call John Smith and he tell you, hey, you know, I want to check the references of Giuseppe. I hear he was very good. What do you have to say? Oh, yeah, he was amazing. He hit all the targets. He sell a lot, never problems, never sick. I will hire him again. Fantastic. Then you call Coca-Cola by your own initiative. You find the number in Google or in internet. You call Coca-Cola. You call, somebody answers the phone in the reception and you said, hi, good afternoon. You know, my name is, you know, blah, blah. And I would like to check the references of Giuseppe Chulla. Do you know Giuseppe Chulla by any chance? And the receptionist said, yeah, I do know him. Oh, very good. You know, can I ask a couple of questions? Do you have 5 minutes? Yeah, I have 5 minutes. Okay, so we start to ask the questions we ask in the way we do it in Perform, et cetera, et cetera. And then she tell me, no, you know what, I didn't really wanted to tell you, but I don't really think you should hire this person because he was selling drugs. You know, he was always late for work. The police came a couple of times and we end up firing him. And now we are in court and we are in litigations just for checking a back reference. So this is what I suggest you. Check the references of the person you report, of the person the candidate reported to, and also check a back reference. This is very important. And if something is not okay, skip it. Find someone else. Find someone that is okay. Good. Well, personality test demonstration, I already told you. We are very happy to give you a free demonstration with no strings attached. My intention is for you guys to see how awesome and accurate is our personality test and why is the most utilized personality test in Europe. So if you do want this demonstration, please do let us know. I'm not even gonna try to convince you because I can't. It's just so unique. It's so unique what our personality test does that you will not get it unless you have a free demonstration. So I'm very happy to do it for you. Just let us know. Great. Question and answer. We are nearly at the very end of our seminar. We are in our question and answers section. Mateo, is there anyone else that would like to ask something or has any questions?
No, there is anyone else. There is nothing.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Great. Well, thank you very much for coming. Really appreciate it. It's always happy to see so many people from so many other countries. Please do stay tuned for our next webinars. You can find more information in our website or in social media, okay? So thank you very much and see you next time. Bye.